What is up, everyone? Resident Lynx here, and welcome back to the channel where we talk about movies, shows, games, and today, the anime that rewired our entire generation's brain chemistry. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z. Not Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Super, not GT because we don't want to start a war in the comments just yet. No, this is Dragon Ball Z, the show that taught us screaming equals strength, death is temporary, time is optional, and dads are more like suggestions. Now, chances are, if you clicked on this video, you already love DBZ. You've watched it on Toonami, you've rewatched it on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming, probably on a phone with bad Wi-Fi, and you still sat through the entire Namek saga. But here's the thing. Dragon Ball Z is way messier, weirder, and more improvised than people realize. So today, we're doing a mega-length deep dive into 20 things you didn't know about Dragon Ball Z. And when I say mega-length, I mean this video has more padding than Goku's training schedule. Before we even start, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because if Frieza can blow up planets, you can hit a button. Alright, deep breath, let's power up. Thing number 1. Dragon Ball Z was never supposed to exist as Z. This is one of the biggest misconceptions about Dragon Ball Z. In the manga, there is no Dragon Ball Z, it's all just Dragon Ball. The Z was added for the anime to signal a tonal shift. More violence, more aliens, more screaming, way fewer jokes about underwear. Akira Toriyama himself said the Z stood for Zettai, meaning absolute or ultimate. But here's the real kicker. He also admitted he chose Z because it was the last letter of the alphabet. Translation, this is the end. I am done. That man was tired. And yet, Dragon Ball Z didn't end, refused to end, actively expanded. Because once something makes money, it never truly dies. Kind of like Goku. Extended tangent. Toriyama was always exhausted. Something people don't talk about enough. Toriyama was winging it constantly. Dragon Ball started as a gag manga, then it became a martial arts Mariel series, then it became a sci-fi alien war story, then it became cosmic god nonsense. There was no master plan, there was no lore Bible, there was just, yeah, that sounds cool. And somehow it worked. Thing number 2. Goku was never meant to be a great dad or alive. Let's address the elephant in the room. Goku is not a great father. He's not evil, he's not cruel, he's just not present. And here's the wild part. Toriyama didn't intend him to be a good dad at all. Goku is written like a martial artist, a childlike optimist, a battle addict, not a parent. That's why Piccolo ends up doing all the emotional labor. And after the Cell Saga, Goku staying dead was supposed to stick. Toriyama wanted Gohan to lead, Gohan to protect Earth, Gohan to move the story forward. But fans pushed back hard. So Goku came back, Gohan got sidelined, and history repeated itself. Thing number 3. Super Saiyan exists because of workplace burnout. This is not a joke. Super Saiyan hair is blonde because inking black hair took too long. Toriyama was under insane deadlines, his assistant was exhausted, and someone said, what if his hair wasn't black anymore? Boom, legendary transformation. So remember, every Super Saiyan form exists because someone wanted to go home on time. Call to action, yes, again, if you're enjoying this so far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment Super Saiyan Fluff, because we're just getting started. Thing number 4. Vegeta was supposed to die and stay dead. Vegeta was meant to be a villain, a roadblock, a temporary problem. Toriyama did not plan for him to stick around, become a fan favorite, get a redemption arc. But fans loved Vegeta. And now, Vegeta is the most complex character, the most tragic, the one who trains hardest and still loses. He is the embodiment of effort without payoff. And honestly, that's why people love him. Thing number 5. Dragon Ball Z time is completely made up. Alright, let's talk about time. Not real-world time, not physics time, Dragon Ball Z time, which does not obey the laws of nature, science, or basic common sense. The most famous example: Namek will explode in 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes include Goku versus Frieza, multiple phases, Vegeta dying, Piccolo fusing, flashbacks, inner monologues, entire life stories, several emotional breakdowns. Those are not minutes, those are anime minutes, which are legally different. Dragon Ball Z operates on emotional time dilation. The more dramatic it is, the slower time moves. The less important it is, the faster time moves. This is why a punch can take 30 seconds, a scream can take 2 episodes, a transformation can outlast your lunch break. Time exists only to serve the drama. Extended fluff tangent: why we never questioned it. And here's the thing, we never questioned it as kids. We just accepted it. Namek's exploding? Cool, still gotta finish this fight. Dragon Ball Z trained us from a young age to accept nonsense as long as the vibes were right. And honestly, that's powerful. Thing number 6. The hyperbolic time chamber should end every arc. Let's talk about the most broken room in anime history. The hyperbolic time chamber. 1 year inside, 1 day outside. Infinite training potential. This thing should have solved everything. Why didn't they train every character, rotate fighters, stack years of experience? Because if they did, the show would immediately end. Toriyama realized this and started inventing excuses. You can only go in twice. Your body can't handle it. Reasons, shut up. The hyperbolic time chamber is like a cheat code the writers regret adding. Thing number 7. Krillin is not weak, everyone else is just insane. Krillin slander has gone on long enough. This man fought Saiyans, survived Namek, took hits from gods, married Android 18. That last one, unmatched achievement. Krillin is the strongest human in Dragon Ball Z, full stop. He only looks weak because he's standing next to aliens, gods, genetic freaks, plot armor incarnation. Put Krillin in any other anime and he's unstoppable. Justice for Krillin. Thing number 8. Gohan is a cautionary tale about burnout. Gohan's arc is tragic. He had insane potential, perfect setup, one of the greatest moments in anime history. And then adulthood happened. Gohan didn't want to fight. He wanted peace. He wanted books. And the fandom said, get back in the fight. Gohan represents the gifted kid who peaked early and just wanted a normal life. And every time he powers up, we cheer, knowing deep down it won't last. Extended fluff. Why Gohan hurts so much? Because Gohan makes sense. He didn't ask for this. He didn't want power. He was forced into violence as a child. And then we wonder why he steps away. Honestly, relatable. Thing number 9. Dragon Ball Z recycles everything and it works. Let's be honest, Dragon Ball Z repeats itself constantly. New villain arrives, heroes lose, training arc, new transformation, villain loses. But you know what? It works because Dragon Ball Z isn't about surprise, it's about anticipation. You know the scream is coming, you know the power-up is coming, and you still lose your mind. It's professional wrestling with laser beams. Thing number 10. Fusion exists because it looks cool. Fusion makes no sense. The dance, ridiculous. The earrings, broken. The result, perfect. Vegito and Gogeta exist because Toriyama wanted new designs, new personalities, new merch, and honestly, respect. Fusion is rule of cool storytelling at its finest. Mid-video call to action, yes again, if you're still watching this absolute marathon, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment this video is longer than Namek, because guess what? We are not done. Thing number 11. Majin Buu is secretly horror. Majin Buu is terrifying. He turns people into candy, eats them, laughs while doing it. That's not goofy, that's nightmare fuel. Toriyama wrapped existential horror in pink bubblegum and said, "Good luck, kids." Unhinged behavior. Thing number 12. Death is a minor inconvenience. Death in Dragon Ball Z is basically fast travel. Characters die and train in the afterlife, learn new techniques, come back stronger. At this point, dying is a strategy. Heaven is just another gym. Thing number 13. Dragon Ball Z was heavily censored and you probably didn't notice. If you grew up watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, congrats, you watched the diet version. The original Japanese version was way darker. We're talking more blood, longer injuries, actual holes in people, less he went to the Shadow Realm energy. In early English broadcast, hell became HIFL, blood became sweat, death became sent somewhere else. Characters would literally be impaled. Yeah, he's just tired. And honestly, as kids, we didn't care, because the fight still slapped. Extended fluff. Why censorship made DBZ weirder? Censorship didn't make DBZ less violent, it made it more confusing. People would explode, fall over, never get up, and the show would act like, totally fine, don't worry. It accidentally made death feel even more meaningless, which somehow fits Dragon Ball Z perfectly. Thing number 14. Vegeta never wins because he's not allowed to. Let's talk about pain. Vegeta trains harder than Goku, pushes himself constantly, has actual character growth, and still, he almost never gets the final win. Why? Because Vegeta represents effort, Goku represents destiny. Vegeta earns his power, Goku stumbles into greatness, and narratively, the story favors destiny every time. That's why Vegeta fans suffer, and why we keep coming back. Thing number 15. Yelling is literally a power system. Dragon Ball Z's power system is scream louder, hit harder. There are no mana bars, no cooldowns, no logic, just raw emotion. The louder the scream, the higher the power. The longer the transformation, the bigger the aura. Dragon Ball Z taught an entire generation that emotional release equals strength. Therapy could never. Extended fluff. Why the screams hit different. Those screams weren't just noise. They were pain, rage, fear, hope. Every scream meant something. And yeah, they lasted forever, but when the music kicked in, chills. Every time. Thing number 16. The Ginyu Force is pure Toriyama energy. Let's talk about the Ginyu Force. These guys strike poses, dance, flex constantly, are absolute psychopaths, and yet they fit perfectly into Dragon Ball Z. Toriyama never abandoned his gag manga roots, and the Ginyu Force is proof. They're ridiculous, they're terrifying, they're unforgettable. Also, Captain Ginyu body swapping is still one of the weirdest plot points in the series. Thing number 17. Dragon Ball Z invented filler as a way of life. Dragon Ball Z didn't invent filler, but it perfected it. Entire episodes where characters stare, wind blows, nothing happens, and yet we watched every single one. Why? Because DBZ filler still had character moments, world building, vibes. Even the filler felt like hanging out in this universe. Mid-video call to action, again, yes. If you're still watching this video somehow, like, subscribe, comment, why is this still going? Because we are still not done. Thing number 18. Dragon Ball Z made training cool. Before Dragon Ball Z, training montages were short. After DBZ, training became the event. Gravity rooms, weighted clothing, near-death experiences. Dragon Ball Z convinced us that suffering equals growth, which is inspirational and slightly concerning. Thing number 19. Goku is not a hero in the traditional sense. Hot take, but true. Goku doesn't fight to save people, he fights to test himself. Saving the world? That's a bonus. He spares villains, he lets threats grow, he prioritizes fights over safety, and that's why he's interesting. Goku isn't a hero, he's a martial artist in a hero-shaped story. Thing number 20. Dragon Ball Z is held together by pure vibes. Here's the truth. Dragon Ball Z doesn't work because of perfect writing, tight plotting, logical consistency. It works because of feeling. The music, the voices, the stakes, the emotion. It's raw, it's messy, it's legendary. All right. If you're still here right now, if this video is still playing on your screen, first of all, you are a real one. We have officially reached the end of this absolute marathon of a Dragon Ball Z video. This thing has gone on longer than the Namek explosion, Goku charging a spirit bomb, Vegeta's character arc, and at least 3 different filler sagas. And honestly, that feels right, because Dragon Ball Z was never meant to be short, clean, or efficient. It was meant to be loud, emotional, messy, over the top, and unforgettable, just like this video. Final thoughts. Why Dragon Ball Z still matters. Dragon Ball Z isn't perfect. It doesn't have tight pacing, consistent power scaling, logical timelines, or consequences that stick, but what it does have is heart. Dragon Ball Z understands something most shows don't, that sometimes all you need is a moment, a scream, a stand, a sacrifice, a last punch. And for an entire generation, those moments meant everything. It taught us to keep pushing when we're beaten, to stand back up when we fall, to believe we can become stronger, even if that strength comes from yelling like an idiot. Let's be real for a second. We forgive Dragon Ball Z for repeating itself, dragging things out, ignoring logic. Because when it hits, it hits. Gohan going Super Saiyan 2, Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time, Vegeta sacrificing himself, the Spirit Bomb finally landing. Those moments are burned into our brains forever, and no amount of modern anime discourse can take that away. This has been Resident Lynx. So yeah, this has been Resident Lynx yelling passionately about Dragon Ball Z for an unreasonable amount of time. If you enjoyed even 1 second of this video, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow Z fighter. Seriously, hit that subscribe button harder than Goku hits Frieza. And if you made it all the way to the end, you're officially stronger than most of the cast. Final line, DBZ style. Remember, no matter how strong you think you are, there's always another form, another fight, another scream. And if screaming doesn't work, you're just not screaming loud enough. I'll see you in the next one. Resident Lynx, out.